Hello, hello. My name is Ashlee, and welcome to my channel. So I'm out of town and I did not post or I did not pre-record a video because I have just been burnt out, if I'm being honest, between like traveling and holidays and all this stuff. I've just been like exhausted. Like I am so exhausted. I still have a lot to do tomorrow. And then I'll finally go home tomorrow night. And so I don't know how I'm gonna get through tomorrow, but I'm just very exhausted. It's been a long few months. They've been good. They've been good, like personally, but just a lot, and I'm just like exhausted. So like I said in my last video, I'm sorry if I have not had the best content, or I always get like I always overthink or doubt myself, or I don't know. But sorry if it has not been consistent or typical or whatever. But I just wanted to make this video. I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to post this. I just wanted to make this video and just like talk about some things that are going on, like Trump flipping off the UAW worker and some updates of channel content. And yeah, and I just wanted to talk kind of candidly and post it, and that's my plan. So very low-key video. I don't have my microphone or my webcam, so that's why it kind of sucks. So I apologize. But yeah, anyway, so that's what's happening today. So a lot has been going on recently, and a lot of it has to do with ICE, and of course ICE murdered why am I forgetting her name? Murdered a mom in Minneapolis the other day. And most people are just not happy with this administration, with Trump. And the other day, he was going to speak, and this UAW union member, and I think he worked for Ford, he before Trump went up, he said, pedo protector. And Trump said, like, F you, and then, like, flipped him off. And he got suspended for that. But he said that he had no regrets, which is king shit all the way. Like, I love that. Like, I love that. He's like, I have no regrets. I got suspended, but I don't care. I have no regrets. Good for him. Because if I was in that situation, I would have done the same thing. I have a problem where, like, I talk too much. I'm not good, and I kind of, if I'm heated, man. So I love that. But let's watch this video. So, of course, I'm on Twitter, the hellscape itself. The hellscape itself. And let's watch this video. It's actually kind of insane. So, okay. So, you see, he says F you, F you, F you, and then he flips him off. Okay, yeah. Okay, and so here's the thing. So, I, first of all, love that man did that. Love it, love it. But Donald Trump, I feel like he does say F you, and then flicks him off. And, you know, he's never been presidential. He's never been the one, like, I personally I'm not a big civility politics person either. Like, I think when you have ICE and police and everyone murdering people in the streets and nothing happens, I don't feel like I should have to be civil to those people. You know, I don't feel like I should have to be civil to ICE officers. I don't. And so, like, I'm not huge on like civility politics either, but the way that Trump and everyone else in this administration are conducting themselves recently is very scary. And that's something that, like, Hassan was saying the other day, or he's been saying for like a little while now, is that because I was watching him a bit the other day, and he was saying that, like, they're acting like they're always going to have power. Like, that is how they're acting right now. And I've always thought that this was their end game. Like, I've always thought from the beginning that, like, what they're going to do is they're going to try to provoke people, which is what they've been doing. They've been doing that with, like, sending them into LA, trying to send them into Chicago. Like, they have been trying to provoke people. And I feel like they're trying to provoke people and be like, oh, it's a war zone. It's da 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 da. She was the mother that they murdered was a domestic terrorist, which is fucking cotic. But that's what they said. It's like, okay, not true. But and now the DOJ is trying to look into her widow and see if she has any ties to leftist activist groups, which is, again, psychotic. And so they're acting like they're never not going to have power, and they are trying to provoke people. And I've thought this from the very beginning, that they are trying to provoke people because they want to do martial law, because they don't want to have free and fair midterms. And that's something I've believed from the very beginning. Like, I've told people in my family this, and they think I'm crazy, they think I'm insane. But you can see it happening in real time. And now I feel like they're ramping up the force and the violence because the midterms are coming, and that's what they want. They want to provoke people. They want there to be. I know I saw. I haven't watched it yet, but Crystal, and Kyle were talking about, like, is there going to be a civil war? Like, what's going to happen? Because at a certain point, something's got to give. Like, if ICE is just out here unjudiciously killing people and shooting people, which they have been doing. Like, I think it's Renee Good, right? I'm pretty sure. I just don't, I feel like I might be wrong. And so that's why I didn't know if I wanted to say it. Cause I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to post it. I'm just going to ramble and yap because that's what I'm good at. But anyway, the reason that her murder, which it should, like, she is a queer woman, which I feel like had a lot to do with why they murdered her. But like, regardless, she's a white woman, and so I do think that that's why this has gotten so much prominence. But there have been people like ICE has been shooting and killing people for months now. Like, this is not new. They've been doing it in broad daylight for months now. This is not a new phenomena. They're just ramping up. I feel like they're ramping up the violence, and I think that is very purposeful. Again, because it's before midterms. And so this is something, so like I said, something's got to give, because either we're going to hold ICE officers accountable for the illegal actions that they're doing, and state governments are going to have to step up and do that, or we're just going to have this rogue fascist arm of the government that's going to go out and terrorize people and communities, which is what's happening right now. And I think, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, Trump said that he wasn't going to fund any sanctuary cities. So, like, if there's any state or city that has, like, a sanctuary law, they're not going to give them federal funds, which is not, again, most of this is not legal. And so, like, at some point, something's got to give. Unfortunately, I blame the Democrats as well, because they're not doing shit. I read this article earlier where it said, Democrats don't think, or most Democrats don't think we should abolish ICE. They just want, like, parameters. Which is bullshit. It's bullshit. The only reason that ICE was created was after 9/11, and so many things that have been created after 9/11, after, like, the war on terror, have aided in this fascist government, have gotten us to this point. So it's not just conservatives; it's also Democrats who have helped us get to this point, and it's because of the milquetoast bullshit like this. And we don't want to abolish ICE. We just want parameters, which is stupid and bullshit. And so Chuck Schumer said, and even like, Like people are getting murdered, and Chuck Schumer is over here like, well, we don't want to use the budget as like a bargaining chip because we don't want to use it as a bargaining chip because we don't want to shut things down. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to go along with them. And it's like, okay, but you're in Congress. You guys have the power of the purse. That's the only leverage you have. And yet you're like, well, we're not going to do that. They're murdering people. They've been murdering people. They've been shooting people. They've been dragging people out of their cars. But we're not going to worry about that. We're not going to worry about it. We're just going to be like, well, we don't want to shut down the government, and we don't want to use our leverage. So they can just do whatever, and we'll write them a strongly worded letter. And it's bullshit. And that's why it is pretty, I mean, it's scary. I don't want to deter people from like protesting or activism or anything like that, because I still do all those things, but it is still scary. Like, it is still terrifying because the one opposition party is not being an opposition party. And like, even like AOC, like, again, I like AOC, but I criticize her from time to time. But she had a really good soundbite the other day of like, oh, all this money that we're giving towards ICE and like the military and all these things that they're doing, that is being taken from like healthcare and all these other things, and she's right. But listen, I'm happy she said that. I'm glad that that's a good message. It's good messaging. But a part of me just gets frustrated because viral clips and good messaging and strongly worded letters only get us so far, and it's not very far. Like, you gotta govern at some point. You have to use your leverage at some point. You have to play dirty with them at some point. And I just don't know if the Democrats are capable of doing that. And now a lot of Democrats are like, well, I don't know if we should abolish ICE. Even like progressive Democrats. Who's that old lady with the blue hair? She was even like, I don't remember her name. But you all know who I'm talking about, right? The old lady with the blue hair. Anyway, she's like, I don't know if we should abolish ICE. It's like, okay, and even Bernie was like, oh, this is horrific. Like, we need immigration reform, not this. And I'm like, what? Like, this is just oh, it's just so frustrating, because it's like, instead of being like, this is not a problem, this problem that they're saying is a problem is not a problem. It's just ethnic cleansing and white nationalism. That's what this is. That's what they want. That's what they're pushing. And instead of saying it outright, they're using literal Nazi propaganda. And instead of saying it outright, you're like, well, we still need immigration reform, but this is horrific. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And that's why it gets frustrating, because some of the strongest people on the side of the left still, I don't feel like, are capable of meeting this moment. And so it's a frustrating thing, because I think that this whole administration, I think every ICE officer should go to jail. I think they should all go to jail. I think they all should be prosecuted. I think, yeah, that's what I think. And they all should face consequences, all of them. Is that going to happen? Probably not. But I think they should. And so, yeah, I don't know. That's what's going on. It's very frustrating. Donald Trump is moving like he doesn't have a care in the world, and like he is king of the world. And I think the other day, because he's talking about invading all these different countries now, and that we're just going to take control of Venezuela, and we're going to invade Greenland and Cuba and all this other kind of shit. And he's saying that, right? And someone asked him, like, what would stop you? And he said, oh, my own conscience or my own morality or whatever, which he has none. So that means nothing. Nothing is going to stop him, which, I mean, I knew that. But it's like, it's just so frustrating, because it's like, he is moving like a dictator. He is moving like an authoritarian. And that's because that's what he wants to be. That's what he has always wanted to be. That's always what he has wanted. And that's what that's what this administration is. And that's what they want. And so they're moving in that way. And now, if you disrespect them, if you disrespect ICE, if you don't listen to them, then dying is an okay punishment. If you are on a boat in Venezuela, Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what's going on, and they bomb you. Well, you shouldn't have been in the water. You shouldn't have been in a boat. Like, that's your fault you died. We killed you, but it's your fault you died. And that's basically what it is. They're saying that it's her fault, that, like, in Minnesota, they're saying that it's her fault that she got murdered, because she was disrespectful. That's literally what Trump said the other day. He initially lied and said that the ICE officer got run over, which is not what happened. Now they're saying he had internal bleeding, which is bullshit. And now, but then Trump the other day was like, oh, well, she disrespected him. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And this is the last thing. This is the last little anecdote I'm going to say. I'm going to talk about our last little thing. But, you know, there was another article that I saw today where it said, like, I don't know if it was an article for, it was just like I don't know, something I saw online. Anyway, I forgot what it was, but I saw something today where it was, they were saying, you know, disrespect, like, to fascists, disrespect, it means, like, they can kill you. Like, that's the consequence. Like, you can die. And, if you disrespect them. And I think it has a lot to do with, like, I think a lot of men in particular, but it's not just men, it's also women, Kristi Noem and all these other people, Pam Bondi, all these people. Anyway, but they are very insecure individuals. Most people who are like fascists or who are very who are authoritarian or feel the need to have that control, are very insecure people. And so I don't know if it's teeny peeny committee or what have you, like the I've had it ladies would say, but like there's something, they are so insecure. And so when they feel like they're not being respected, that's like the biggest dig to them. And most of you know, if you've been watching for a while, that I didn't see some of my family this year for Christmas because last year on Christmas Day, in the middle of the night, my uncle kicked me out, and uninvited me, and like said I could, and like banned me from his house, because he said that I didn't respect him. And that was that's what our conversation devolved into, because you know, we'd have a conversation about politics or about whatever. And anytime I would say, well, you're wrong, like, this is what's happening, he'd be like, he'd get mad at me and he'd gaslight me. Like, when there was one time I said, well, police officers have qualified immunity or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And you know, they shouldn't have that. Like, if like this ICE agent, like he killed someone, it's obvious he killed someone. They should not just be immune from the law. Like, that's not a democracy. That's not justice. And he said, oh, they don't have that. I was like, yes, they do. But they do. Like, I know they do. I know I'm correct. But he'll be like, no, they don't. You're wrong. And he'll just say it like that. So matter of fact. And then later on in the night, I had another family member come up to me and go, I thought you were wrong, but you were right. I looked it up. And I was like, I know I was right. I'm aware. Like, I'm not just saying shit. Like, I know I was correct. And that's why when he kept saying, no, you're wrong, I got mad because I wasn't wrong. And he was just gaslighting me and couldn't admit that he was wrong because his ego is so big that he can't admit that he's wrong. And so that night, he was like, oh, you don't respect me. And I said, well, you don't respect me. Like you don't respect me. Like, you gaslight me. You say that there's something wrong with me. You say that I have problems. Like, you say all this crazy shit about me all the time. And you don't respect me. So, like, why should I respect you? Like, you don't treat anybody very well at all. You treat most people like shit. But yet you expect them to give you all this respect and admiration that, quite frankly, I don't think you deserve. So, like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not the one. I'm not going to do that. And that's why I got kicked out and uninvited. And so, but I see a lot of parallels with him and Trump. all the time. Like for me, I'm like, they're almost the same person. Because it is, to them, respect is like the highest thing. And if like you don't respect them, then there's something wrong with you. Not me. There's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with you. And I can treat you like shit. And I can treat you horribly, and I can manipulate you. I can gaslight you. I can do all these things, but you still have to treat me with respect. And if you don't, then you're the problem and you need to get out. And that's how, that is Trump. That's the whole administration. That is how they think. And now it's like, okay, well, if you disrespect me or you disrespect ICE, then you can die. And that's, and then whatever, you can die. It's fine. And we'll lie and we'll protect the people who murdered an American citizen. Who cares? And that's what's happening right now. And so I know it's just like a smaller anecdote that I gave, but I feel like it's very similar. It's a very similar mindset. So yeah. Well, sorry the quality was really bad. I also wanted to do like a channel update on this video. So like I said, sorry the quality is really bad on this one. I should have pre-recorded, but I didn't because I was just like exhausted. So I apologize. I'm going to go live again on Monday for Martin Luther King Day, so I'm excited for that. I'm actually really, really excited to go live again. I haven't gone live in a really long time, and I'm gonna commit to going live once a week. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna start doing it on Mondays now, and then having a video out every Wednesday. So live once a week, video once a week, and we're gonna get back to that schedule. I'm very excited for that. But on Monday for Martin Luther King Day, we're going to talk about the right, and how they've whitewashed Martin Luther King. And I actually got into an argument with my parents over Christmas because they were trying to tell me that he wasn't a radical, and I was like, he was a socialist. Like, he was a socialist. I was like, if he was alive today, you would hate him. He's like, no, we wouldn't. And I was like, and I was like, yes, you would. I'm like, you would. I'm like, but you would. And then I got mad because I'm like, they're like, oh, well, like Martin Luther King. I was like, don't invoke his name. I was like, don't quote him, because have you listened? And then I was like, have you listened to any of his other quotes? Have you listened to any of his other speeches? And I got very mad. I was very animated because one of my biggest pet peeves, like, in life is the whitewashing of Martin Luther King and the whitewashing of history and just like everything like that. So I do get very upset when people whitewash his legacy, and I don't know why I don't know why it just like gets me so much, but it does. So we're going to talk about that on Monday. I'm going to go live and we're going to talk about that on Monday. I'm really excited to talk with you all again and just to hang out. So I'm very excited for that. And yeah, and then I'm going to start doing more, and then I'm going to do videos on Wednesday. So that's my plan. Thank you to everyone who stuck it through this holiday season of me not being super consistent in this low quality video. I apologize. But I also don't like not posting, and I don't like missing days, and I don't like not posting, and I don't like not connecting with everyone. Because I feel like there are so many people who support me and watch and comment and are members, even though I'm not always super consistent, and even though the quality of my stuff is not always amazing. And so I honestly, like, I don't want to let anyone down. So yeah, so to all of you that have like stuck through and watched all my stuff and stuck through me this year and supported me this year, like, seriously, it means the world. I literally am just like so grateful. And I just want to make better content and be more consistent for you all, because you deserve that. Anyway, so that's my plan this year. Also, if anyone knows anyone who's like good at editing or making thumbnails or whatever, let me know. I would like to start hiring some of those things so I can have hiring for some of those things so I can have better content. I don't have like a ton of money, but you know, yeah, anyway. Anyway, you know, I want to kind of invest in this a little bit more this year. So that's my goal. So yeah. I just want to be really honest and like transparent with everyone, because yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, you are truly amazing. And I used to do this in a lot of my old videos where I'd be like, if you've made it this far, comment this. If you've made it this far, comment. I'm trying to find something around me. What's this? Oh. Wait, if you've made I'm at a hotel, so I just picked up the first thing I could see. If you've made it this far, comment. Is this paddleboarding? Comment paddleboarding. I don't know. Anyway, if you've made it this far, you're a real one. Anyway, I love you all very, 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 very much. Thank you to all my members. Thank you to everyone who made it through this video. Thank you to everyone who has supported me this year. And next week, I'm going to go live again and we are going to have fun and I'm very excited. So yeah, anyway, love you all and I will see you in the next video. Bye.